How much did it feel like you, particularly offensively, kind of needed this type of game?
Needed it badly, It's been a long time since we even shot 50% from the field, so to shoot over 60 felt like the floodgates kind of opened up for us. So great night for the whole team. It was a really well-executed offensive game, and then, we caught them on the back-to-back, which helped, but, our defense was solid, and great start to the game, and there weren't any let-ups, so it was a really good night for us.
Pace, seemed like it was great all night. Just what did that open up for you guys tonight?
Well, it sets up everything. When we push the ball, made or missed, we just have more time with the shot clock. You put a lot of pressure on the defense, and you get into the offense faster. You just race the ball up the floor. Good things happen in general. So I thought that was a big key tonight.
Steve, I think at one point you had 31 makes and 25 assists on those makes, and you had 42 assists and 53 baskets. When's the last time you felt you saw the ball move like it did tonight?
Yeah, it's been a while, but I think it's all connected. The game is always connected, and when we defend and we get stops, it's easier to run, when we push the pace after makes, that makes a big difference. I thought Draymond really did a great job of that, just maintaining the pace throughout and urging our guys to run the wings and get down the floor.
If there's one thing you want to tell your team from tonight that could unlock your offense again, would you say you think it's the defense?
I don't think there's one thing. I think it's just a combination of everything you saw tonight. Aggressive defense and running the floor, pushing the ball, made or missed, and sharing the ball. So that's the formula. I do think that we can start to develop a rhythm, and I like this rotation. Dennis is a fantastic on-ball defender, and so to be able to have him guard a guy like Maxey right from the start is a huge plus for us. And I thought he set a tone with his defense. He also really pushed the ball around the floor, and so he's a fast point guard. I think we're really asking him to play even faster, and to, if he doesn't have the ball, to just run up the floor instead of coming back and getting it. So I think it's a little bit of an adjustment for him, like it would be for anybody coming into a new team in the middle of the year and not having a training camp. So it looks like he's starting to get more comfortable with what we're trying to do, and like I said, just the defense that he brings on the perimeter, to me, is game-changing, and I think it's going to allow us to match up with teams a lot better.
Steph passed Michael Jordan for the most 30-point games after 35-year-olds among guards. What makes it so tough to perform like this at this stage of a career as a guard?
Well, I think maybe Steph's most underrated quality is just his endurance and his incredible fitness level. He's worked so hard over the years. You look at pictures of him from his first few years in the league, and he doesn't even look like the same guy. He's just built up his body, but also worked on his skill throughout. Those years where he's learning how to play through fatigue. Not just about getting stronger and building more endurance, but maintaining and improving a skill level throughout with people draped all over him. Pretty incredible. So that was a great stat. There was a lot going on there, but if you have any others, let me know.
Well, during the third quarter, were you trying to take him out?
Was I trying to take him out when they?
Were you trying to sub him out?
Oh, yeah. I was going to take him out, and then Dennis said, "You want me to give him one more shot?" And I said, "Yeah." So Dennis stayed at the scorer's table, and I told Dennis, if he misses, it's your fault. This was your suggestion. So fortunately, he made it, and then I asked Steph. We asked Steph during the timeout if he wanted to stay in, and he said, "No, let's make the sub." So.
Steve, your guys' depth was talked about so much at the beginning of the year with going 12, 13, 14 deep. But is this almost more what you envision? You're kind of trimming down, but you had 7 guys double digits, I think 5, 15-plus points. Just multiple guys contributing on both sides of the ball tonight.
I mean, that's always what you want, to have a set rotation and get, really consistent efforts off the bench. And it's obviously not going to happen every night, but I think it can happen pretty consistently. I haven't mentioned J.K. I think this was his 5th straight great game. Even last game when he didn't shoot well, I loved his rebounding. I loved his effort. I just think Jonathan is continuing to break through and understand exactly what his role is, what we need from him. He was brilliant again tonight. I also just want to point out, Kyle and Loon, we're so lucky to have those guys on the team. They're the most professional guys you could ask for as a coach, as a teammate. And, they're the odd men out right now. And the only way it works in the NBA is if the guys who are not playing are supportive of the other guys and aware of what's happening and accepting of it without being happy about it, but being great teammates. And those guys are amazing. We're lucky to have them, and they're helping everybody else right now and staying ready for when their time comes, which it's going to happen. They get in for the last 7 minutes. They're clearly the 2 best players on the floor. No pouting. They just go out there and compete. That means a lot to a team, and so we're lucky to have those guys.
There was talk, from you about wanting to kind of trim to a sharper rotation for a while. You obviously, as you're mentioning, have done it now. Was there a moment, a point, maybe a post game that you decided it had to be now?
We were trying to get to it, but we had a lot of absences, injuries, illness, whatever, and then there were a lot of game situations that didn't allow for it for whatever reason. So. I do think it's been a concerted effort, the last 4 games, and the indicator really is Loon and Kyle. I think they were DNP the last 3 games, if I'm not mistaken, at least 2. But we're really trying to get to a set rotation. If everybody's healthy, then it's still tricky because we got BP and Gary coming back. And we got a really deep roster and a lot of guys who can play. We also have talked about our shooting and the need to get more shooting on the floor. Great to see Moses the last couple games knocking down shots. Lindy as well. So it's not easy. And I'd love to stick with one rotation, but as soon as we're down 10 in the third quarter and we need someone, I'm going to put that guy in. It's just it's a hard balance to find.
Steve, Steph is the first player to go 8 for 8 or better on threes and record 10 assists in NBA history. You've seen him do.
How do you guys know this off the top of your head? It's really impressive.
I have ESPN stats in there.
Oh, you have a phone.
Yeah, but this is the most he's made gone perfect 8 from 3. So you've seen him do a lot of incredible things. What was it like watching him tonight?
It was just fun. I love the bank. It was I think that was his 6th one, if I'm not mistaken, and he deserves these nights. Everything he does for us and endures. It's so fun to see him do this, and our fans and our coaches, we're all spoiled, watching him play night after night. But we need to cherish these nights. He's not going to be around forever, and he is one of the most beautiful basketball players who's ever lived, and we're lucky to be watching him. Oh, I don't care.